Michelle here with Poetry Saved My Life. Today we are continuing our American Poet series. This time we are featuring one Miss Edna St. Vincent Mallay. I'm not sure if you are familiar with her or not, but if you're not, I hope you will get into her because she was brilliant, just brilliant. Her poems were bold, insolent even, some of them, beautiful. She was an outspoken woman. She was a Pulitzer Prize winner in 1923. She won the Pulitzer Prize. She was born in 1892 in Maine and grew up in Massachusetts. She wrote for Vanity Fair. She spent time in France. And like I said, you know, was a Pulitzer Prize winner. Very prolific writer, lots of poems and sonnets. Just a really brave, outspoken voice for women, and I think she's a really important American poet. And like I said, you know, if you don't know anything about her, if you haven't read her poems, I hope that you will enjoy them on the channel, but I hope you'll also, you know, check them out for yourself because you will not be disappointed. We're going to be reading from this volume, The Selected Poetry of Edna St. Vincent Mallay. I'm sure I got this from Barnes & Noble, and I will put a link down in the description box for you to purchase it if you would like to. It's a pretty complete volume, even for as little as it is, and, you know, it's definitely a wonderful place to start if you're looking to get into some Edna St. Vincent Mallay. Pardon me, I have got a cold, so my voice sounds kind of weird, you know, that's why. But we're going to actually do a total of 3 poems today just because they're super short. Poetry is short and sweet, which is, and by sweet I don't mean like sweet and sugary. I mean just leaves an impression on you. That's what I mean by sweet. So we're going to do a couple of those, and the first one, I think you may have heard, or you've definitely heard the expression that comes from this poem. The first one is called First Fig. My candle burns at both ends, it will not last the night. But ah, my foes, and oh, my friends, it gives a lovely light. That's it. That's it. 4 lines, 1 stanza. So yeah, you've heard burning the candle at both ends, right? So you can thank Miss Mallay for that one. So yeah, First Fig is, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, but it's written in such a beautiful way. When you burn the candle at both ends, right, you're doing too much. You're working too hard, partying too hard, both, probably, right? And I think that she's saying, you know, I'm not going to last the night. I am wearing myself out. I am, you know, doing too much. I am going downhill. But when it's happening, when you're in the midst of that, it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful. Oh, my friends. Oh, my foes. What a lovely light. So she's enjoying it. And then the follow-up from First Fig is called Second Fig, and it's only 2 lines. Safe upon the solid rock, the ugly houses stand. Come and see my shining palace built upon the sand. So I really like this one. It's just 2 lines, but it's so effective. The first line talks about ugly houses built upon the rocks. So ugly houses that will last forever, right? And then she talks about my shining house built upon the sand. So sand is precarious, right? It moves, it changes, it disappears, it erodes, it, you know, it's not permanent. And it gives the impression of maybe something that is created that is not permanent. So a life, a love, a poem, a thought. but there's no sadness in it. Come and see it. Come and see, she says. There's no sadness in it. That love or beauty doesn't last forever. Come and see the shining house built upon the sand. We know it's not going to last forever, but that doesn't make it any less beautiful or any less something that we don't want to celebrate. So it's interesting. I really like it. Let me know your thoughts down below, because I know that there are probably 100 other ways that this poem, this short 2-line poem and the short 4-line poem prior to it, can be interpreted, and I would love to hear what your thoughts are on it, on both of them. So let me know. One called The Philosopher, and this one's a little bit longer, and let me know what you think of it. The Philosopher. And what are you, that wanting you I should be kept awake, as many nights as there are days, with weeping for your sake? And what are you, that missing you as many days as crawl, I should be listening to the wind and looking at the wall? I know a man that's a braver man, and 20 men as kind. And what are you, that you should be the one man in my mind? Yet women's ways are witless ways, as any sage will tell. And what am I, that I should love so wisely and so well? So, this one, I really like it. I don't know, it's sort of like, it's not sad. I mean, it's saying, you know, that she is looking at the wall. She's, sad because she's missing this man. And yet the poem is not about the missing. It's not about the sadness. It's called The Philosopher, and it's about her reaction to the way she's feeling. And so I like it. It's very, introspective. And so she's saying, who are you, that I have to be spending these nights looking at the wall, that as the days crawl by, I'm, thinking only of you. There's so many other better men out there, right? That's what she's saying to herself. So it's like that, dealing with those feelings of loss or missing someone, and trying to rationalize those feelings away. That's what I think that this poem's about. And then at the end, I feel like she's kind of thumbing her nose up at people who would say that, she says the women's witless, right? And I think that's just kind of a response to the time period that this poem was written, in the, I think 1920s was when it was. In the idea that, women were not as smart as men. And I think she's kind of like, yeah, anybody will tell you that that's true, so who am I to be so wise as to not pine after someone? So I really like it. I think it's effective. I think it's smart. I do. So let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think of First Fig, Second Fig, and The Philosopher. What are your interpretations of it? What are your impressions? Did you love it? Did you hate it? So yeah, let me know. Please leave me some comments down below. And if you have other poems or poets that you want to see on the channel, please email me at poetrysavemylife43@gmail.com, and I will do my best to include those poems or poets on the channel. Please leave me a thumbs up, and please subscribe so you don't miss out on any of Edna St. Vincent Mallay's other poems or any of the other poets we will feature on the channel. And I hope you have a lovely poetic day. Take care.